See game number 4 as well here as we get into Miramar for the 4th game here in Group B, or Group A even I should say. Frost, take it away.
All right, so we've seen this plane here from up from the north, what we wanted to see from last time as we spoke about. We're going to see Jokers and all of the teams up on the north side getting able to go to their normal spots. Wagner dropping quick, pretty early, going to take their vehicles, go to Camp Militia. But overall, pretty decent plane, I'd say.
Remember, one of the keys to Miramar is that cars can be fast and heavy if you know where to get them. This drop is going to take Picado, car spawns, as well as San Martin into consideration to let most teams get to where they want to go. The question is, does the circle slow you down on the west side, or does it blow open this entire game by popping up on the east?
Interesting. Nobody dropping with Camper like Cabrera up there, so Avanga could stay there if they really wanted to. But for now, let's head over to the commentary team here for game number 4.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, and to carry on your point, yeah, Vanguard were in La Cabrera last game as well. They forced the Jokers out, so no surprise they're going to go there. They actually rotated around to Campo Militar, that sort of side. They didn't go looting there this time around. So they've done twice up Tierra Bronca, Campo Militar, and now looks like twice in La Cabrera, adjusting nicely to the circle. The teams that are struggling to adjust with the circles is Penta and Crew once again down the south there, and the circle this time will center close to Picado.
Looks like this should be a bit of a bonus for the Gamers Legion. They will find themselves in Picado, nice and centered. They have a good loot spot, and they shouldn't have too much pressure crashing into Picado. Unlikely Hamster is on the exterior, trying to loot a little bit further away, as we will examine every single sign in this game before this tournament is over, D-Man.
Are they going to find the baby Jesus inside the church? That's the question.
That's the real question.
That's what Wilhelm tends to go with, of course. We are with the StarLadder observing crew, and they are having a good time finding some cinematics at the start because it is a slow period in Miramar. It tends to be the slowest point.
As we say,
we're talking about Penta. Well, Chris as well. One of the dominant forces for that team so far. What a pickup he has been since joining there. Out of bullets there, though, it seems.
The old single mag AR spawn, everyone's favorite, as Chris is putting some shots onto Crew, who, again, last game just got instantly steamrolled as soon as they saw any adversity. So hopefully for Crew, they'll be able to sort something out, but they are scattered amongst Penta around that Puerto Paraiso area, with Fenerbahce Esports doing a split loot strategy around the same area. But this is a nice and centered zone. This is the equivalent of the Pachinki Circle in Erangel here on Miramar, with Picado being the center point, and G2 benefiting from that as well.
Yeah, and going back to talking about Chris, you know, I questioned the changes when this team came about. Obviously, Cup of Magic was in there before.
Right.
Very strong player himself, has had some magnificent performances. You never really know what goes on in teams. Obviously, it's not always skill that determines the factor of whether you
Synergy is important
make
too.
a change. Yeah, synergy is clearly a big factor. Look like they're having a great old time. He's certainly having a big old grin on his photo, isn't he? So seems to have worked out for them so far. Early days, though. G2, pretty widespread for G2, by the way. Obviously, with the circle centering where he is, they have been going in and around Power Grid. But Waco, you can see on your screen here, very close to Hamster, in the warehouse nearby. Hamster just to the south, obviously, also fairly well spread because the rest of his team are in Picado. I don't think they're going to find each other, per se. They're just having a good old look around.
G2 having their best showing last game. They did get kind of dummied as soon as they came out of their hard cover, but they did get a decent play, actually very good placement, I should say. So for G2, they have not had a it hasn't been a great start in rotation. We'll see if they can clean that up a little bit. If they can get the rotations down, G2 has the potential to stay alive through the group stages.
Well, Crate dropping down. It's to the south. I don't think anyone's really going to find that unless they go looking for it. To the south of Alliance. Alliance on a very wide spread as well. They were starting around Kumisera. They've started to get a little bit more greedy. T-Bone and Morman over to the side. Another Groza. And when you got to scroll through a crate, you know it's pretty good.
Except there's a tax stock. That triggers me so hard.
Oh,
the Groza tax stock still to this day. Come on, just take it out. Take the tax stock out of the loot table on crates. It's got to be there just to prevent it from spawning a med kit every time or something like that.
Something either way. G2 Velen coming down. Looks like he's going to join. Hamster's backing away there, scurrying away like a hamster does. Hasn't been so successful with loot so far either. Only got the tier 1 helmet. Going to go join the rest of his team in Picado, it seems. Fenerbahce going north already. We are at the 5-minute mark. It's supposed to fly past so quickly. Already game number 4 of the day. If you've just joined us, if you've just woke up, good morning. We have been here for 4 games already. I know it's incredibly early for some of you guys, 12 o'clock already. So it is going to be some early sessions throughout the week. So do be sure to tune in bright and early on the first 3 days of groups. OHM look like they are going to pass by safe after being tagged up there. But looks like they will be okay in the end. About half stripped off that Mirado. You were talking about it before, you know, if you just catch something like a big heavy rock or roll down a hill like that,
yeah, accidentally,
suddenly,
pow.
boom.
Yeah, that could be that if you're not careful, especially in these early rotations. In the vehicles in Miramar are required and deadly at the same time, where you need to have vehicles in order to get around the map as big as it is. And then when you're driving, you can easily get caught by a team that just happens to be in a divot that you could not even see. So we are going to see, again, a center-based strategy for most of these guys trying to make their early rotation, as Ival has found Zupa moving past. Zupa in the front vehicle taking a lot of damage, just trying to get him to get off that vehicle, maybe pick up an easy kill. But they're getting far enough away, rather, that they should be able to escape. But that damage is mounting on the vehicle.
I like what Alliance done there. They've gone for the hillside split, which is a really strong compound. I think Michael's in at the moment. And Moorman's actually down low in the lower compound as well. So they're gonna go for that 2-2 split, big spread. OHM do actually find that crate. So they found the one that was down the south there. You can see the Grozer, of course, that was in it, and a whole host of other goodies, including a
green ghillie. Yeah, including the, well, he does have an M4, so maybe he can pass it off to his teammate. Yeah. But that's a good pickup here early. Again, the Groza is a great weapon on Miramar, especially in the later game. But we haven't seen too much close quarters fighting. Most teams engaging along ridges and from cover to cover. So Fenerbahce, they're going to get the Groza first.
Now he's thinking, God, this gun is terrible now.
I can't hit a
what
damn thing.
To it? I can't hit a thing. But he's about to get backstabbed, surely. Yeah, the BSD and Marco Davecchio coming right behind them. So they're getting aggressive here, but this is Fenerbahce they're engaging on, and I don't think they'll realize that, yeah, there's 2 coming right up behind them.
They pushed onto the building, and that's going to be tough now, because even if they can't get inside, they're going to have 2 other squad mates coming for Fenerbahce Esports to try and defend their teammates. Well, sometimes you hit the nade, sometimes you don't. And here comes the backup, and now they're in the open. This is not looking good for OHM.
Well, assuming the Fenerbahce teammates actually join the fight, Sian coming up behind the OHM as well, so he's going to hop in that Mirado. Marco Davecchio hears the car, looks for it straight away. Zonk does find CRT. I want to say Cartman, because you remove the K, and he's basically the ESL head admin.
Hey, thank you for the delivery.
But Jussie being taken down by Kalimdor there as well. And Fenerbahce, this is probably the best performance they've had so far.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, because they've had a pretty stinker of a start here, the former Griffins team.
Didn't die in the vehicles in the first 10 minutes of the game. That's a plus so far for Fenerbahce Esports.
Because they ran, right? It's
yeah.
It's the old avant-garde.
Don't touch the vehicles and you will never crash. But they do pick up some crate loot by way of the OHN team, who will leave the helmet and the Groza to be the second owner now, I suppose. So for crew, similar situation. They have not been having a good time in transition, or really any time they find an enemy to shoot at. But they have been getting the placement, which is important. So here we go. We've seen this play before. Isuba trying to get past on their vehicles. And again, we see the multicolored dots in the center of the zone, G2 and Gamers Legion being the focal points in Picado and the Picado region, with Avangar slowly making their way from the north. TSM is in San Martin. They do not have any adversity in their way, and this should be a fairly slow start to this game.
And Penta very slow on their rotate this time around. Obviously, they went over to the west, round Impala way. Avangar coming down from La Cabrera, actually going to bump into TSM in the route they're going to continue taking, it seems. This time, Avangar, for the first time, this is not Eastern-based circle. We've had 3 Eastern-based circles. This is the first time it's going to be going over to the west side. That's a lie, actually. That's a complete lie.
We have seen it.
It was the southwest, right?
Yeah.
The first circle. I'm completely lying through my teeth. It's been a long day, boys. I'm drinking coffee. You know,
D-Man's been awake for
normally,
26 hours.
Yeah, well, I've had about 3 hours sleep. I didn't get too much sleep.
How did that happen, by the way?
It's like I was waiting 3 hours for food to arrive. It did come eventually. It came eventually.
In Minsk, they send you the pizza one piece at a time.
I wish it was. I'd have been happy. Oh, well. Anyway, that aside, in my travels, it has been a long night. But Penta, what a performance it's been from these boys so far. At the top of the table, 1,420 points. Probably the dream start that they were hoping for, the German boys coming into this. They didn't qualify for GLL in Season 3, something I know that they won't be happy with. But you got to feel that maybe it's offered them that little bit of hunger to go on and do even better here and, of course, qualify for the PUBG European League. Of course, a long way to go. This is just the first phase. They've done the online phases, the 5 rounds to be here through, God, I think about 25 maps. Yep. Just to even be here in the closed qualifiers. Now, of course, there is a Group A and Group B. The top 8 teams from this group will be moving on to join the top 8 teams from Group B, which will be playing out this afternoon. Of course, 15 maps over the next 3 days. And then they have to make another run in the second stage with the top 10 qualifying to join the 6 already invited teams. It is a mammoth task for just about every player that can make it. And the crew looks like they found themselves a crate. It is an M249, not the most ideal in these early circles, but that is a pretty hard shift, Moses.
It's come almost all the way off of Picado, and now it's going to be that western side once again. It's only crew in the center, so they should be relatively easy displays, but look at all these squads trying to make their way around. TSM is going to go north and around, and Penta has again found themselves in a position to seize a pretty strong position in the next play zone.
Penta can move and get this strong compound. It's just south of, to the east, sorry, of San Domisal. Crew themselves hold that one compound, but there's only one guy in it at the moment. They need to probably reinforce it a little there. Wacko getting caught out by Makendark from the hillside. And I do see a lot of players going for it. I can see Al Pachinki swinging around, but crew are solidifying. They are grouping back up in that compound. It's such a strong compound, that one just on the hillside as these super crash into each other there. Free kill.
We've seen this from them a couple of times. They're not maintaining their lane position very well, is Isuba. They keep bouncing off each other in their vehicles. This is a tough rotation. I mean, we didn't really talk about the fact that the circle, it did make this such a hard eastern shift. Yep. It does, of course, mean that a lot of teams that were centered up, they've got to be careful. They don't want to just make a straight west to east rotation, because you're just going to basically clutter into everyone. So everybody's kind of like, all the in-game leaders at the moment trying to figure out the best position. TSM have said, right, let's go north. Let's take a big swing north. Avantgarde doing the same, taking a big swing around the north, actually going through the blue. Siphon and G2 getting caught out as Hamster this time will catch Siphon out. He'd already took a pot shot at, was it Wacko earlier on, hadn't it? Managed to catch him. G2 in rotation is just not having any success at all. I mean, they're in the zone, and they're still dying in transition. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't have moved, but I don't know if it's the pathing. Oh, look at that. Nice. They both hit the same rock. Good job, Avantgarde. Oh, so Snoopy's rolled it. I think Avantgarde maybe Did they lose both vehicles? Noctiv's about to come in and try and knock him over. Here we go. Please, help. Bonk. There we go. No. He's survived. He's good. He's good. But that's way up in the blue, by the way. This is up in the north. So they've decided to go even further north than TSM. So what they're going to do is go almost back to their standard rotation path of going way over to the east and the north and coming down that way. Tornado Energy Battle coming in behind Gamers Legion, and they are really split out at the moment. This is bad for them. Tornado already letting loose with the grenades. It's going to bounce pretty damn close. Oh my God, Bjorn. On the noggin. It just bounced off his head. Bjorn is down and out. Wow. Yeah, I think 2 nades exploded at once there. Wow. Which otherwise it would have been bam bam. We would have had the double tap, double knock, and knocked him down straight away. Hamster, well, he's just going to hide. Hasn't really got anywhere to go here. The irony being, obviously he was mid-looting G2. Whoever it was, he just took out from G2. It wasn't Wacko, it was Siphon. Siphon, yeah. Oh dear, Avantgarde and vehicles. There's a combo as well. No doubt, and that was a nearly perfectly placed grenade. And for Tornado, picking up their first kill, 22 kills last game, insane level of frags, and they are in the zone. They have actually taken up the spot where G2 just was. G2 lost a man. They've taken up residence next to Alliance, two teams that are looking to turn their fortunes around here through the first half of their qualifying games. It has not been going well for either of those guys. So for Penta, they are going to do the standard split north-south, at least as best they can. I don't think they have the luxury of decent compounds. However, Avangar is going to find themselves potentially a crate on the eastern side as they limp into the zone. Well, not limp, but sneak into the zone, I should say. Avangar always slow to arrive, but they have been having terrific position through the end game in the last, well, actually through all the games today. So for Avangar, the strategy is working.
I mean, to put an end to the old theory of Avangar, obviously, you know, the rotations, that was the old Avangar. That team has gone. On Octave, moved on, made his friends, random friends, his new team, and Avangar have said, yes, we will pick you up again. So they're in this new organization, and so far, their rotations have been fantastic.
Yep. That northern swing has really been working for them.
Yeah, they have been pivotal in moving around, and the circle comes straight on top of Penta. Udia already holding a very strong compound. Sans Domasao fairly centered up as well. They need to probably regroup, get that 2-2 split together. Crew also, that compound they're holding at the moment. Now, Sezgo and I don't know who is with him now. I can't tell you. It's Houndlow. They're in a very strong compound, but the fact they're on that 2 on the hill, I feel he's going to get pressured. And we can see, obviously, the multicolored array of teams that are likely to push up on them. Alliance also holding this high ground that Liquid like to hold.
Jokers are super late to this one. They're going to come in on the southern side with Alpha Chinky there to catch them. And speaking of which, we now have Gamers Legion. They've been kind of jousting with Tornado, and they are going to get it down on the compot. Tornado has to be careful here. This is a tough spot to start a fight with the zone getting ready to close in about 30 seconds.
Hamster was lying.
Oh, another nade.
The whole time. My Jesus. God, that's like a bloody homing missile. Melman, he's tossed another one out. It's gone over to the right this time. He's thrown it at the smoke, which is not where he's currently sat. Macandark holding the long range snipes. Does deal with the damage. Takes the tires down on the vehicle. There was a nade coming out from Hamster as well. About to be tossed back over. That's going straight towards Compot and Camco. He's gone off to the left though, I think.
Yeah.
And Hamster's going to have to keep his head down once again. Meanwhile, Steven also being picked off, another G2 rotate.
Tornado, they're getting the res off, but they are really sewn in here by Gamers Legion. Hamster is stuck in the ditch. Lots of damage being traded between either team. This is where you get into trouble in the later game. That's another smoke, I believe, in defense of his teammates. Just trying to prevent another down onto Kamka or Compot. Another nade going towards Hamster. That one does a little bit of damage, but for now, this is kind of a mutually assured destruction situation where both teams are doing lots of damage to each other, but not really getting an edge.
And punishing because they're all outside the zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Decided to get in his vehicle and get out of there, kind of left the rest of his team.
Asuba's there going to wait for him.
Yeah, just sat waiting for this damage to play out. Next team has been caught out again. Tornado getting caught. Kamka this time can't quite get the spray in his back, but that is Tornado giving up on their teammates. Both Compot and Kamka have been left for dead.
Here's the blue as well. So for both of these teams, specifically Tornado, this is not the round they wanted to have after such a terrific performance in the last one. They're going to have to go conservative now, and it looks like both Melmar and Kamka, or sorry, excuse me, Melman and Kamka are going to back off. Gamers Legion still stuck in the zone. Asuba's now waiting to catch them. So for the center of the zone, however, it's a bit of a different story. OHM going down one at a time. 56 alive. We're now headed towards that 20-minute mark, and the next shift is going to force all these teams even closer together. D-man that, you know, means death in Miramar.
Avangar on a really wide spread. Kamka has...
It's Gamers Legion again. They're just refuse to let that fight go.
Yeah, he's just knocked and finished Hamster. So finally getting a bit of revenge. Means Gamers Legion down to 2, Tornado down to 2. Mutually assured destruction all the way.
Yep.
TSM sitting safe in the north. You can see Avangar on the east as well. The Jokers.
Asuba's waiting for him. Look at this. Timber is just going to get caught by Asuba. They're in the vehicles. Alliance is also trying to help. So this is not what Gamers Legion wants.
I think 7 were very close to Penta as well. Yeah, they're up on the hillside. Meanwhile, G2.
How are they in the zone? They've gone all the way south as G2. Now they're in the blue. They did not have the resources to be taking this kind of damage.
Yeah, well, I know they had a knockdown there. I guess they've got the revive off, but we can see Marco De Vecchio.
Well, where are they going? I mean, we
Looking
obviously
straight
we have the map, so we can't really blame them for that. But I mean, they're stuck out in the zone.
I mean, I don't know what they're planning. It's now buffered in. It's gone on to phase 4, right? So they're just getting slaughtered by that zone. Now Stephen goes down to the play zone. What a surprise. Wacko's been finished off. Velen, you're all alone. Don't really know what the hell G2 are doing there. But either way, the circle once again goes Penta's way. This time they're holding a compound.
TSM looks better, actually. They have a
on the hillside,
yeah, they've got a nice compound split, this TSM. And this is the strategy they've been executing. They're doing the lateral split rather than north-south, which Penta did last time to pretty decent effect. But TSM's got no pressure their way. All the teams are going to be coming south to north, which means Penta's going to be picking up kills in rotation, and this is where they're going to start to pop off. And here's Alpachinki getting the first shots from Penta.
Yeah, a lot of teams are going to be trying to rock up in the vehicles and try and get as many vehicle compounds as they can around that little hay bale area. But unfortunately, they're running straight into hails of bullets from everybody that's already posted up. 7 up on the hillside to the north, along with TSM. Look at that. Oh, my God. It's painful to watch. Timber, just come on, vehicle.
We want to come in the zone, please. Anyone? Could you just give us a minute?
I think the saving grace is that vehicle is a tank, so it can take that many shots. Melman also picked off. That's got to feel good for Sigzy. Managing to get the shot down on him. Melman, of course, leaves Tornado down to 1, and there's Kamka down, and Tornado from first in a 22-kill glorious battle. They go down 16th.
Unfortunate for Tornado. They maybe got a little bit relaxed, or they just couldn't find a way into the zone. Regardless, that is a big fall from grace from one game to the next, and you cannot be having that kind of inconsistency when you want to make it to the next phase of this tournament.
Can Velen make it? Can Velen make it? Oh, he made it. All he's got is bandages. All he's got is bandages left.
And a dream.
Oh, that nade. That second nade.
Pop.
Oh, there we go. Gets him. And he manages to get Senya down as well. Second nade, I think it's going to go off too far right. Might have to splash to make it. Doesn't quite work out. Meanwhile, Crew get a bit of revenge. That's Fenerbahce getting taken down as everything explodes in the south side of the circle.
22 minutes on the dot almost.
Yeah, Crew and Fenerbahce classing down south. Alliance moving in. Alpachinki and the Suns Domicile on top of each other. There's Senya being picked off. Zukta Nam also getting involved as Avangard find him. Koski is not going to be able to survive this one. M249 is not going to help you while he's crawling away.
Things are happening.
Fenerbahce going to be happy about this one. This is their best performance so far.
This is the death circle already. Eric just barely avoiding death as well. Zoktan Nam is on the ropes. Avangard is actually, you know what? They're using this disarray at the southern side of the zone to kind of make their way in by the Bendita crater wall.
Penta,
and they've got Eriki behind. They've also got Penta in this compound. I wonder if Avangard, they're going to stick with the 3-1, leaving Azran on the outside flank defense. But this is a little late to start the 3-1, I think, for Avangard.
He's still trying to run it. No!
He's dead.
The tap found him. But not before Zukta Nam got taken down in 14th place. G2 in the end will be 13th. Kalimdor finding the Jokers as well. Tab just off in the distance there. That green Wookiee suit doing him wonders in the desert as the Tab takes a couple of shots. Makandarki snuck his way in inside TSM.
That's where he'll be for a while.
Turtle and Gustav to the north of him. Penta have moved in very aggressively on Crew there. They have this vehicle compound, but you were talking about it. Avangard are right on their backs as Alliance come over the back and flush out Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce Esports not having a good time, but just like that, Alliance being rewarded for their team wipe with more shots coming inbound from elsewhere. Molman trying to throw the defensive smoke.
Circle.
Yeah, and the circle has shifted towards this is TM. They have full map control, and the circle's just shifted. So TSM is looking really good. They're going to form up on Turtle and Gustav, and this is looking very good for TSM once again. This is the kind of consistency that TSM needs, but this is not what Alliance needs at all, as Sesko has got a complete line of sight.
Penta just realized Avangard are on top of them, so they turned and take a couple of shots as well. Meanwhile, Sesko goes looking for this one. He knows they're in the smoke, but there's 3 clouds to look at. Doesn't really know which one they're going to be in. Meanwhile, Pachinki continue to get flushed down. Crew in all sorts of trouble as Rupture gets found by Chris. Continuing to land frag after frag. Udia and Kane had that 6th sense that came in. They heard Avangard behind him, and now TSM turned their attention onto Avangard as Wookiee Bookie tries to light them up. Sesko continuing to try and do the damage on Alliance.
Penta's now going to have to run on foot into the next zone. And that means that for Penta, they're going to have a direct line of sight from Avangar, who's already starting to punish them. Asmern takes down Breaksco. Mac and Dark being found in his bush. 7 going down. This is another insane open push through a very tough portion of this map. So for 7, they don't have a lot of options as Alliance gets eliminated down in 10th place. Penta's still on the foot trying to make any sort of play here, but they are kind of scattered, and there's not a lot of options for Penta.
Rory's still down at the moment. Gustav was also lost. Gustav's going back up, so okay. Gustav's already going back up. So 7 just reviving as well. Mac and Dark still staying and praying where he is against that little rock. Crew down to 1. You can see him on the bottom corner of your screen trying to get out of there. 7 have been flushed out and dealt with. Mac and Dark has also been found as well. So Gamers Legion going to go down in 8th place.
This is the most I've seen TSM in the kill feed ever, at least on the left side of the kill feed anyway.
They did okay in the first game. They didn't.
Oh, no. I'm talking in general.
Oh,
like
right.
Up to this
Okay.
point,
Well, we're talking about the break smack era. AIM, by the way, is the coach still here in
I know.
Minsk.
We were talking about how he's the last man left.
The last man standing. Well, Break is still kind of there, right? He's the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Streamer sub, or either or.
I'm a sub too.
You're a sub too. Yeah, you listed. Who was it you were listed with?
Reciprocity before I got picked up.
Reciprocity.
I did not get a contract offer, unfortunately.
It's disappointing, right? You can have a word with him for beer soon. Cesco picked off as he tries to make the fill across, and here is Penta doing what Penta has been doing so well. Popping shots off with that DMRs left, right, and center. Cesco bleeds out in the play zone. Penta once again standing strong with 4 alive, along with Avangar and TSM. This is the names that we've been saying time and time again throughout this one. 8 kills and counting for TSM. Avangar get themselves the new circle as well. Their little compound they're holding, and Penta are forced to fight them, forced to engage them, and they're already looking for kills.
TSM is looking so good. I mean, they have a great map control. I'm not sure why they've decided to push out of the zone. I think they're just trying to get down. They're looking for the last man from Masuba. But yeah, for TSM, this is a good start here. Definitely through this first couple of games, and I have to say that the squad is looking very, very good right now. So for TSM, this is a game they want to win. I think this is where they want to step up and make a victory for sure.
Penta got the last little glimpse of Pachinki holding off against these rocks, taking shots over at TSM as well, but it's to the east they need to push. You can see they're up on this hillside, and soon enough that cover will be disappearing. They're trying to buy themselves a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Turtle has prime angle, and now Pachinki as they make their way down the hillside, but they will close in to the zone. Avangar sitting pretty at the moment in that compound.
I think Penta needs to take this fight to Alpachinki, try and clear them out. I'm not sure if they're aware of them, but they have like no good, all this utility is not going to help them. And Magister's going to go down to the zone here if he's not careful. He's going to have to stand up and sprint. So he's kind of a free kill waiting to be claimed. Avangar is going to get the first one down.
Does he even have a vest left? He's got no helmet.
I don't think so. Yeah, he's in rough shape. This is. Oh, look at this now. A vehicle push from TSM. They're going to try and take this compound. This is really smart movement from TSM. Normally we would say late game vehicle pushes from this squad leads to disaster, but this is the move they want to make.
Absolutely. And moving exactly as Penta did as well. So kind of the attention almost split between from Avangar. Onoctive already realizing the danger, trying to move up and close the gap and have that near man effectively. So he's got the DMR backup from the side there and trying to do the damage. Asmern will catch Kaint in the back there. Got a clear angle as he goes looking for it with that Mini 14 suppressed. He gets a little angle behind the rock. Every little nook and cranny is working out for the Magister. Will go down, so Alpachinki wiped out in 5th position, which is great for Isuba. Swalker, who's been sat there, who's watching TSM play out the whole time.
If they I'm not sure if they're aware of Inoctive being in their compound, but if they can clear him out, there's going to be no room to maneuver for Avangar.
Oh, they did. They naded him. They naded him. Onoctive realizes they're going to try and push him, try and flush him. That door that actually he stood right next to should be pushed open. He's very brave to stand there. That's all I'm saying.
Maxizor is, he's probably wondering, like, I can't really help you, Inoctive, so you're on your own. But they're kind of roaming the edge of the zone, looking to see if they can deal with Penta. So for Avangar, 2 battles on 2 fronts, as they are now split on 2 different fights. So for TSM, they're also trying to get shots at Penta. It's a matter of racing for these kills on the edge of the zone.
While obviously Inoctive, it does look like he's in trouble. He's done very well at delaying TSM here. This has just held them up completely.
Nice.
They're going to get the peek around the corner now. Now he has the support from that side, remember. They will open the door in the back. They finally catch him out. Gustav will flush, and Turtle comes in. So Max Iser now realizes Anuctiv's little push has backfired. And Penta, of course, who I think they were trying to deal with at the same time. He's going for the adrenaline shot now.
Might as well.
Barely got touched.
Stab yourself in the chest.
No,
it's the late game. I mean, you want to max your boost when you're in a situation
I guess.
where they have to make a run, and they do have to make a run pretty quickly here. So 30
Oh,
seconds left on the clock.
Yep, I see.
So, yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock. They want to be max boost. Penta's waiting, and they have no cover. I think they used all their utility on the way down.
But they've got double knock. Gustav and Wookie Bookie just both got knocked out there. That's going to cause a problem, so they're going to get a peek across. Are they going to try and make that as a push?
Wow.
Avantgarde could try and move on that as well. They could push down
know
TSM.
They know it. Yeah, absolutely. Avantgarde knows TSM's in this compound. The res is happening very quickly. Wookie Bookie comes back up. The next res coming to Gustav.
Oh, Max Iser's getting lit up as he tries to cross over the road. Turtle catches him off. Swalker pops up. He gets Chris down. He flushed him in the back. That's going to catch Penta off, and he gives Avantgarde a chance to try and move. But look at that. Max Iser dealt with by Wookie Bookie, and Azran suddenly alongside Snoopy, the last two standing for Avantgarde. Their little push has backfired. Super will go down in third place, but that caused the problem for Penta as well as they're pushed in, and TSM really have this one in the bag.
Yeah, this is TSM's game. They have the hard cover, the zones coming in. Penta had been just delayed a little too long on the edge of the zone. They took a lot of damage, but this is a good finish for Penta. TSM looking for a very, very rare land victory. This is going to be a great boost of confidence for a new squad. No shade, I'm trying to say. This is good.
I'm with you, and I was just trying to think, as you said it, when was the last time we saw a TSM
a land victory?
It's been a long time coming, but it's TSM, Team Solo Mid, that will
they look confused.
Victory, 13 kills. It's certainly nothing that, Gustav and Wookie Bookie, it's been not too long for them that they picked up a victory on the land, but under this shirt, in this TSM, the new European-looking team, we've suspected it would come, and it certainly has. And normally we're talking about Wookie Bookie getting knock after knock after knock. It's Turtle, the ex-Method man, the ex-Ghost man, picking up him 7 frags. It seems his trip to the North America has paid off, and he's come back in bucket loads. But, I mean,
I'm pretty sure that's Rory's first land victory. I'm pretty sure.
No, Method had some when
Method
did very well
as TSM.
at start out. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's all their first victory as TSM, right?
Since Oakland.
They did very well together with Method in StarLadder. But talking about TSM, their movements were solid. Like they started out to the north. Obviously, they dropped in and around. Why can I not think of the name? Hacienda. Then they actually took a northern path around.
Yep.
And that compound push, they were the other side. Obviously, then as they read the situation, went, right, we need to be at that compound.
Won the game.
And they went for it, and it pushed in there. Unoctive delayed them for a while and almost worked in their favor, but as soon as they flushed him out, it was looking only to go their way.
And I think you see the experience of that roster kind of showing, like the way they double peaked that. They didn't see the opportunity. Turtle comes around back and just executes an octave just like that. It was a perfect...
It's a team playing with confidence.
Yeah,
it's right?
Absolutely. Team play, confidence, the way that they make those decision-making, they make their decisions as a team. I can't imagine a time where we've seen a lesser experienced team make a compound push in vehicles that late in the game, because you open yourself up to a little bit of a disaster if you get caught out in that vehicle press. It's not a long distance, but just having the confidence to do so, that's not something we've seen from TSM almost since Oakland. I think that's the last time we saw them win a game on LAN.
And it's incredible to think that it's a team that's been made of free agents.
Right.
Out of circumstance, effectively. Wookie Bookie coming out of it because of the whole North American League situation. You can only have 3 players, so they have to come out of the team together. They were a package deal. Well, guys, let's have a word with TSM. Would you believe it? We're going to hear from TSM.
And a
Dave.
victory.